Want to give you some updates about this latest development. This is something Meghan obviously is fuming about. After we have seen how many times Harry failed to give Meghan what she wants, for example, the IPP status that Harry could not achieve or obtain from the UK government to give it to Meghan Markle. And now we have this new development, new problem for Harry, for which Meghan is absolutely seething as we speak. So let me explain to you what happened. So in 1952, the late Queen Elizabeth, she confirmed the name, the royal family name, as Windsor. Then in 1960, when she got married with Prince Philip, his surname was Mountbatten. Then eventually the royal family name was recognized as Windsor Mountbatten. And this is the surname that is used for even Archie and Lily, Lilybugs. Only to now find out that Harry is saying, no, forget about those surnames. I'm not going to be using those royal surnames. Rather, I'll be using Spencer, my mom's last name, as the surname for me and also for my children. But obviously, as we have seen, Harry was actually changing the name, or tried to change the name last year to Sussex. So now they want to be called Sussex. You can see that this guy, this doofus, Harry, is always trying to change the name and trying to really create all of these dramas and antics for really no reason. But that's what Harry is. He wastes his time and he wastes everybody else's time. Recently, he visited this man you're seeing on the screen, Earl Spencer, his uncle, and they sat together. Now, the uncle, Earl Spencer, as we have discussed, guys, he's a very strict man. I mean, he has a lot of frictions, problems, maybe not a lot, but to an extent with his own children, means and shows that he is someone who is not really kind of like an easy going guy. I mean, especially if you go to him with a request, for example, in this case, changing your last name, you don't expect him to take you lightly or be nice with you, be polite with you, and not tell you anything that will hurt you. You don't expect him to be that smooth. So Harry, even though he knows his uncle that he could be very, very tough and he could give him a reality check, he approached Earl Spencer in a recent visit to UK, and that trip and that meeting was really kept very, very private. Nobody knew anything about this particular meeting, for the obvious reason that Harry knew something could go wrong with this meeting. So they had this meeting, and Earl Spencer was like, okay, my nephew, I'm not going to be giving you any lecture. I'm not going to be strict on you. So let's talk. You want to change your last name? Let's talk in an amicable way. So they sat down, and Earl Spencer said to Harry this: look, my nephew, I understand you are coming here to UK with this purpose. And I know that you're a doofus, because this is something, it shouldn't bother you, your last name. I mean, what should really bother you is the fact that you married a trashy woman who is ruining your life. But again, if you are bothered about your last name, let me tell you this. If you change the last name, then you'll have to change the last name for your entire family. That would also include Lily and Archie. And for you to go through all of this is going to cost you a lot of money, and it is going to cost you a lot of other things, and it's going to be very, very hassling for you. You will have to go through one after another legal step. You have to also ask the royal family to remove your title, the royal title Windsor Mountbatten, and all of those things will be included. And who knows, it might will have to go to the parliament, UK parliament. In other words, it's a headache. Don't do this, my nephew. Don't do this. And Harry, when he went back to U.S. To the States, I'm pretty sure Meghan was fuming at him. You cannot, Harry, even do this much. You cannot even just change the name. Oh, Harry, you are such an idiot. You are such a doofus. So Meghan Markle is seething. I want to actually share with you this particular report. This came on GB News just a few days ago. The Earl is understood, quote, the Earl is understood to have advised Harry against changing his family name to Spencer during what was described as an amicable conversation between the uncle and nephew. The Duke of Duffuses was warned of the move due to legal hurdles that would complicate such a change. Quote, they had a very amicable conversation and Spencer advised him against taking such a step, end quote. A friend of the Duke told the Daily Mail on Sunday. The Earl's counsel came after Harry approached him about potentially adopting his late mother, Princess Diana's surname, during a rare visit to Britain. Prince Harry asked his uncle, the Earl Spencer, about changing his family name from Mountbatten Windsor to Spencer during a recent visit to Britain. The Duke of Duffuses sought advice from the 61-year-old Earl about whether to assume his mother's surname. Such a change would have meant dropping the Mountbatten Windsor name currently used by his children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. The Duke's apparent desire to abandon the royal family name reflects the growing rift. And one more point I want to actually make, and this is going to be the last point. Am I saying the name right? Mountbatten Windsor? I think so. So the last point is this. We have seen, guys, recently Harry sat down with BBC, right? He was given an interview. What did he say to BBC? What did he say? He said that I want to reconcile with my family. I hope they will take me back, and I'm willing to, build the bridges, forget about all of those rifts. I'm willing to go back to my family. I don't know how long my father will live and blah, 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 right? All of those things he said during that interview. Now, behind our backs, he goes around and he tells his uncle, I want to change my name from the royal family. I don't want to have anything to do with the royal family. But in front of camera, you have one face of Harry telling everybody, hey, I love to be going back to the family. In front of the camera, I love the family, I understand we have a problem. But behind the camera, so that's in front of the camera, behind the camera is like, I don't care about the family. Like, can you see the hypocrisy, the two-faced doofus? But this is what Harry has become, and I personally believe that the reason why Harry has become such an hypocritical person is to a greater extent is because of Meghan Markle rubbing off on him, where he's learning all of these bullying tactics from her, lies and deceptions, and you name it. But right now, guys, Harry was slapped down and he's fuming, and Meghan is also seething, and they are not having good time in Montasheet show because nothing is panning out. Even the name change has become a nightmare for them. Subscribe to my channel. See you in the next